Never have I witnessed an umpire blatantly rob a player like Mohamed Lahyani did Francis Tiafoe on Tuesday night. Never. Hey, my name is Christian Bassnight and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. If you have not yet already, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post more excellent content like this throughout the summer hardcourt swing. The 2024 National Bank Open in Canada is underway, but it has been one to forget for American Francis Tiafoe, who was robbed during his first round match against 15th seed Alejandro Tabilo. At 4-5-30 all in the opening set, the pair were engaged in a rally, and Tabilo hit a forehand that I immediately thought was out. Chair umpire Mohamed Lahyani called for the guys to stop play mid-rally about a few seconds later. We could hear someone talking on Lahyani's walkie-talkie and saying that the electronic line calling system was down and that Tabilo's forehand did indeed land long. Lahyani said it was too late to award Tiafoe the point, which he deserved. And when the guys went to the chair to ask what was up, Lahyani said that he stopped play because of a technical issue with the Hawkeye system during the rally. I was surprised that Francis didn't really question it more, because had he found out that the ball was declared out from the operator on the walkie-talkie, he would be pissed because that was supposed to be his point. Instead, Lahyani made the two replay the point, and unfortunately Tiafoe double faulted on that point to go down a set point, and then he lost that next point to lose the opener 6-4. Francis was understandably pissed and dropped a few F-bombs because I think he knew Tabilo's shot was long too. Why he didn't press Lahyani a bit more, again, I don't know. I understand that Lahyani felt that it was a bit too late to change the call and award the point to Francis, but this was simply the wrong call. That point was probably the most important point of the match at that point, and I think that he should have brought the supervisor or someone else out to indeed confirm that Tabilo's shot was out. It looked obvious to me that it was long, so Lahyani should have known this too and just given Big Foe the point. I get why Lahyani did not stop the point when the ball did land out, because he was so reliant on that electronic line calling system, it didn't know that it froze, but that brings about a concern with this Hawkeye Live system. It's up to the umpire to make the correct judgment calls, because if not, he could cost the players points and perhaps even matches. There's no telling how this match could have changed and played out if Francis was rightfully awarded that point. He would have had the 40-30 advantage in the game and more momentum. He likely could have pushed this opening set to 5-all and anything could happen from then on. But instead, his momentum was thwarted and he lost the match 4-2. Lahyani definitely owes Big Foe an apology for that one. Now that the drama is out the way, it's time to delve into some results. Naomi Osaka made her highly anticipated return to the summer hardcourt swing on Wednesday at the National Bank Open in Toronto, and the Japanese woman had a successful outing that saw her snap a 4-match losing streak. Osaka scored her 4th top 20 win since returning from childbirth, dominating 9th seed Ons Jabeur 6-3-6-1. Jabeur withdrew from the City Open 500 last week due to a shoulder problem, and she clearly looked rusty from the start, squandering some game points in her opening service game due to some poor drop shots. Osaka took full advantage though and broke for the 3-love lead. Naomi maintained that break advantage for the remainder of the set, of course claiming it 6-3. Jabeur held at 15 to open the second set, hitting a few aces, and I thought that things would definitely get more complicated. Of course, that'd be the last game that Jabeur would win in this entire match, and Jabeur's level, unfortunately, it dipped even more in the second set. And credit to Naomi though for not letting her back into the match. After the match, which lasted just 72 minutes, Naomi said that it was instinctual playing out there, and she says that she felt like Sailor Moon as soon as her foot touched the hardcourt, just transforming into something greater. The return has notoriously been an issue for Naomi since this comeback, but it was much better here against Ons. She made a lot more returns in play, which was a big difference maker because she was able to apply more pressure in practically all of Ons' service games. Some of that was due to Jabeur's horrendous 36% first serve in, which was likely due to that shoulder injury. Osaka made 46% of her first serves, which is definitely not high either, but she did well to win 67% of points behind her serve, thanks to her solid ground game, which often applied immense pressure to the Tunisian. Still, that first serve in percentage has got to improve if she does want to go all the way in this tournament. Osaka never faced scoreboard pressure at all in this match. Her issue in the last few losses is that whenever things are tight in the scoreline, she almost panics and just sprays a whole bunch of errors. It'll be interesting to see if that issue raises its ugly head again if win, things get tight for Naomi versus another opponent in this tournament. The winners to unforced error ratio also told much of the story. Osaka hit one more winner than she did unforced error, and then Jabeur had a negative 17 differential. Up next for Osaka is Elisa Mertens, who she leads the head-to-head with 4-2. They've played twice this year. Mertens won their third round match at Indian Wells, while Osaka got revenge in Hertogenbosch, and both of those matches, by the way, were straight setters. I think Naomi has a great opportunity to make the quarterfinals in this tournament, where she would potentially face Coco Gauff. Osaka will likely have to get by Ludmila Samsonova first, though, who she has already played twice this year, splitting that head-to-head one apiece. Speaking of Gauff, the American is the top seed in Toronto, and this is actually, I think, the first time that she has been the top seed at a 1000 tournament. Coco is keeping her expectations low for Toronto, though, and she says that she isn't expecting to win this tournament in her pre-tourney press conference. People did not like her saying this, but I honestly appreciate the honesty. She was just playing on the clay at the Olympics last week, and she hasn't had a whole lot of time to prepare for the hard courts. Also, she knows that her game is not at the best state at the moment. Her draw does look decent, and she opens against China's Yafan Wang, who beat Sophia Kenin in the opening round. Gauff has never played Wang, but she clearly has some confidence coming into this match as she beat Karolina Pliskova at last week's City Open, and she pushed Victoria Azarenka to 3 in that following round. Wang, too, got through qualifying here in this tournament, so for sure she has a decent amount of reps on these courts. I would not be surprised if Coco did lose a set or maybe even 2 here, to be real. Regardless, I think this could be a great opportunity for Coco to make up some much needed points, as she was not able to defend her 500 in DC last week, of course, due to the Olympics. And then, of course, she's defending 3,000 points after winning Cincinnati and the US Open from last year. Now, looking at some other intriguing early round matchups at the Rogers Cup, defending champ Jessica Pegula already got an early start, and she defeated Karolina Pliskova 7-5, 6-4. She now waits the winner of Leylah Fernandez and Ashlyn Kruger. Victoria Azarenka got a straightforward win over Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova and will now get Belgium qualifier Greek Minen. Minen beat Sloane Stephens 2-2, which is, it just might be time for Sloane to retire, to be honest, and just hang it up. Anyway, Sloane's friend Madison Keys will be playing her first tournament since that ugly, heartbreaking Wimbledon injury. She gets compatriot Peyton Stearns. Another American, Emma Navarro, plays Magda Linette, and below that, we'll see a battle of the Ukrainians in Alina Svitolina and Marta Kostyuk. Taylor Townsend got the retirement win from another Ukrainian player, Diana Yastremska, and has a decent shot at progressing to round 3, where she would face the winner of 4th seed Yelena Ostapenko and DC City Open champion Paula Badosa. I'm really looking forward to that one. 5th seed Daria Kasatkina will play Amanda Anisimova, who got revenge over countrywoman Caroline Dolahad, who won their City Open match last week. And then another seeded Russian, Anna Kalinskaya, will take on Lesia Sarenko, who knocked out home favorite Bianca Andreescu, love 6, 6-3, 6-4. Beatrice Haddad Maia and Katie Bolter meet in round 3 after both battled through their openers in 3 sets. The winner could face Arina Sabalenka, who starts against Yuan. I will have a Naomi Osaka Anna Kalinskaya final. I think that a lot of Naomi's ops are still returning from the clay from the Olympics, and I think that they will be a little bit rusty, but she's been comfortable on the surface, of course, winning 4 Grand Slams on the hard courts, and I really think that the draw provides a decent shot for her. I think Coco definitely, her comments from her press conference weren't too optimistic about her going deep here, and then second seed Arina Sabalenka, quite frankly, looked horrendous at the DC City Open last week. Of course, she could improve and find her footing here, but I just don't think that she will go that deep here. Jessica Pegula, I do think she has a decent shot at defending her title for sure. She looked very impressive in her opening round win over Pliskova. Looking at the men in Montreal, Jannik Sinner will play his first match since Wimbledon against Croatian qualifier Borna Coric. Alejandro Tabilo faces a lower-ranked Italian, Lorenzo Sonego. Tommy Paul will face compatriot Brandon Nakashima, who got the solid straight sets win over Denis Shapovalov. Shapovalov, by the way, he was defaulted last week in DC after dropping an F-bomb, but he won his appeal and he will get to keep his 100 ranking points and the prize money he earned from that quarterfinal run, but he will still be fined about $36,000 for the code violation. And then 5th seed Andre Rublev meets Tomas Martin Echeverry, who outlasted Chilean Nicolas Jarry in 3 hard-fought sets. 2021 champ Daniil Medvedev starts against Alejandro Tabilo and could meet compatriot Karen Khachanov in round 3. Stefanos Tsitsipas will play Kei Nishikori, who earned an excellent round 1 win over Alex Mikkelsen. Ben Shelton beat his doubles partner Alexander Bublik in straight sets and could meet Grigor Dimitrov in the 3rd round. Another who is making his return from Wimbledon injury, Hubert Hurkacz, lurks in this section as well. Flavio Cobolli might be my pick to make the quarterfinals though, as the Italian is on fire at the moment, making the DC finals and beating FAA handily 6-3, 6-2. And then finally, Casper Ruud could meet Taylor Fritz in the 3rd round, while Holger Rune is on a collision course with Alexander Zverev in the round of 32. For the men's side, I'm going to go with Jannik Sinner and Ben Shelton making the final. Once again, I'm not going to be giving the Olympics competitors much of a chance, to be honest, and I think that both Shelton, from having a semifinals run in DC last week, he'll have a lot of momentum and confidence heading into this one. And Sinner, of course, world number 1, excellent 2024 season. He'll be decently well rested, and I feel like he'll potentially return back to the winner's circle in this tournament. And now ending with some disappointing yet unsurprising, rather expected news. Rafael Nadal withdrew from the 2024 US Open on Wednesday due to not being 100% healthy. He said, however, that he hopes to see his New York fans another time and that his next tournament will be the Lever Cup, which starts on September 20th and will be held in Berlin, Germany. This marks the first time since 2002 that Rav has not won a single Grand Slam match in a calendar year. Even though Nadal talked about playing the year's final major about a couple weeks ago, it's not a big surprise at all that he decided not to play. Of course, he had that hamstring problem at the Olympics, and then he wasn't signed up for any lead-up tournaments for the Open. Now, what are his plans? Many people want to know. Of course, he will be playing Lever Cup, and some people were saying that he might be retiring there. I don't think that that's the case, and I really hope that's not the case, as I don't think that's the fitting setting for him to end, but of course, it's up to him. I think that he will play some smaller indoor 250s at the end of the year, and I think perhaps he will retire at the 2025 Roland Garros Championships. He did, though, say that he wants to see his US Open fans at another time, but I just don't think that's likely. I already think he's played his last match at the Open, which was in 2022, where he fell in the 4th round to France's Tiafoe. I just hope that we can at least see the Spaniard compete in 2025. That's it for this Canadian Open update video, and let me know what y'all think about the Tiafoe situation, and if you think that something should perhaps be done with the electronic line calling system to ensure that this situation does not happen again. Also, do you agree with me and think that Naomi has a solid shot at making it a deep run in Toronto? Again, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you're updated whenever I post more content like this. Thank y'all so much for watching and for your support, and I'll see y'all next time here on Christian's Court.